Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Topic for today's quiz is biodiversity. Question number 1. The most important reason for biodiversity loss in today's age is Option A. Habitat pollution. Option B. Introduction of exotic species. Option C. Overexploitation. Option D. Habitat destruction. The correct answer is Option D. Habitat destruction. The main cause of the loss of biodiversity can be attributed to the influence of human beings on the world's ecosystem. In fact, human beings have deeply altered the environment and have modified the territory, exploiting the species directly, for example by fishing and hunting, changing the biogeochemical cycles, and transferring species from one area to another of the planet. Question number 2. All of the following can affect biodiversity, except Option A. Habitat fragmentation. Option B. Biological magnification. Option C. Contour plowing. Option D. Introduction of non-native species. The correct answer is Option C. Contour plowing. Contour plowing is the plowing of land according to its contour or slope, and this helps in preventing soil erosion. The introduction of non-native species can become a threat to biodiversity as they compete with the native species for resources. For example, water hyacinth, which multiplies at a very high rate. Question number 3. Biodiversity hotspot is characterized on the basis of Option A. Endemic flowering plants and threat perception. Option B. Endemic flowering plants. Option C. Species of flowering plants. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is Option A. Endemic flowering plants and threat perception. Biodiversity hotspots are areas rich in plant species, and these species are endemic to this area. Endemism implies the presence of species in a particular area only. Question number 4. Presence of plants arranged into well-defined vertical layers depending on their height can be seen best in Option A. Temperate forest. Option B. Tropical savanna. Option C. Tropical rainforest. Option D. Grassland. The correct answer is Option C. Tropical rainforest. The tropical rainforest is a hot, moist biome found near the Earth's equator. It has a dense growth of flora which is arranged at different strata of the forest. Question number 5. Which one of the following is related to the ex situ conservation of threatened animals and plants? Option A. Himalayan region. Option B. Wildlife safari parks. Option C. Biodiversity hotspots. Option D. Amazon rainforest. The correct answer is Option B. Wildlife safari parks. Ex situ conservation is the preservation of threatened animals and plants outside their natural habitats. The animals are placed under special care by removing them from their natural habitat. Hence it is also called off-site conservation. For example, botanical gardens, wildlife safari parks, etc. Question number 6. The region of biosphere rivers which is legally protected and where no human activity is allowed is known as Option A. Restoration zone. Option B. Core zone. Option C. Buffer zone. Option D. Transition zone. The correct answer is Option B. Core zone. Biosphere reserves are traditionally organized into 3 interrelated zones known as core zone, buffer zone, and transition zone. The region of the biosphere reserve which is legally protected and where no human activity is allowed is known as core zone. Buffer zone may accommodate education, training, tourism, and recreation. The transition zone is the large outer area of a reserve where people live and work, using the natural resources of the area in a sustainable manner. Question number 7. Which of the following is correctly matched? Option A. Parthenium hysterophorus, threat to biodiversity. Option B. Stratification, Population. Option C. Parenchyma, Upansha. Option D. Age pyramid, biome. The correct answer is option A. Parthenium hysterophorus, threat to biodiversity. Parthenium hysterophorus is a common invasive weed and causes damage to the wheat crop. Its infection causes dermatitis and respiratory disorders in humans and dermatitis in cattle. Stratification is the key character of the ecosystem and refers to the arrangement of flora and fauna in vertical layers. Parenchyma with large intercellular spaces filled with air is termed as parenchyma, which serves to maintain the buoyancy of aquatic plants in the aquatic medium and allow them to float. Upansha is a xerophyte plant. The age pyramid represents the distribution of organisms of a population in different age groups. Question number 8. Which is the national aquatic animal of India? Option A. Seahorse. Option B. Gangetic shark. Option C. River dolphin. Option D. Blue whale. The correct answer is option C. River dolphin. River dolphin is the national aquatic animal of India. This mammal is also said to represent the purity of the holy Ganga, as it can only survive in pure and fresh water. Question number 9. Endemic plants are those which are option A. Cosmopolitan in distribution. Option B. Restricted to certain area. Option C. Found in Arctic region. Option D. Gregarious in habit. The correct answer is option B. Restricted to certain area. Endemic plants are those that are confined or restricted to a defined geographical location only. They are not found anywhere else. For example, Holograms buckwheat, Eriogonum holmgreenii. Question number 10. Which of the following practices has caused maximum damage to the diversity of Indian forests? Option A. Selective harvesting. Option B. Block cutting. Option C. Tangya cultivation. Option D. Jhum cultivation. The correct answer is option D. Jhum cultivation. Jhum cultivation, also known as the slash and burn agriculture, is the process of growing crops by first clearing the land of forests and burning them thereafter. It is also known as shifting agriculture. The burned soil contains potash, which helps in increasing the nutrient content of the soil. This process has led to the maximum damage to the Indian forests as they are cleared for this process. Question number 11. Plant species on verge of extinction due to overexploitation is option A. Centella. Option B. Podophyllum. Option C. Gloriosa. Option D. All of the above. The correct answer is option B. Podophyllum. When there are no more individuals of a species, plant or animal, alive anywhere in the world, the species is said to be extinct. A decrease in the species diversity progresses to extinction if left uncontrolled. Extinction is also known as the process of dying out. The process is a completely natural part of evolution. But sometimes extinctions happen at a higher and a faster rate than usual. Factors such as overexploitation, large body size, small population, massive habitat loss, and position at a higher trophic level favor extinction. A plant podophyllum is on the verge of extinction due to overexploitation. Question number 12. Which one is an endangered member of flora? Option A. Drosera indica. Option B. One-horned rhino. Option C. Flying squirrel. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is option A. Drosera indica. An endangered species is one that is likely to get extinct in the near future. Drosera indica or sundew is native to tropical countries throughout the world. It belongs to the family Droseraceae. It is an insectivorous plant and is categorized as an endangered flora. The plant can be yellow-green to maroon in color. Moreover, the rest too are members of fauna, not flora. Question number 13. Sacred groves are especially useful in option A. Preventing soil erosion. Option B. year-round flow of water in rivers. Option C. Conserving rare and threatened species. Option D. Generating environmental awareness. The correct answer is Option C. Conserving rare and threatened species. Sacred groves are the ideal center for biodiversity conservation. Various plants and animals that are threatened in the forest are well conserved within these patches. Sacred groves also provide vital ecosystem services to local people. Sacred groves are full of rich biodiversity and harbor many rare species of plants and animals. Sacred groves are important elements in the biodiversity conservation. There is vast diversity among India's sacred groves. Sometimes groves overlap with larger forest areas. In these patches, people do not cut wood for domestic use. Sacred groves play a significant role in biodiversity conservation. Question number 14. Species very near to extinction, if conservation measures are not promptly taken is Option A. Threatened species. Option B. Rare species. Option C. Endangered species. Option D. Vulnerable species. The correct answer is Option C. Endangered species. An endangered species is a species that has been categorized by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, Red List as likely to become extinct if conservation measures are not taken properly. Question number 15. Which of the following is not an exhaustible natural resource? Option A. Fossil fuel. Option B. LPG. Option C. Soil. Option D. Coal tar. The correct answer is Option C. Soil. Natural resources which are found in limited amounts and can be depleted in the coming future are called exhaustible resources. Fossil fuel is found in a limited amount. The soil is found abundant in nature, hence it's not the exhaustible natural resource. Question number 16. The term alpha diversity refers to Option A. Genetic diversity. Option B. Community and ecosystem diversity. Option C. Species diversity. Option D. None of the above. The correct answer is Option B. Community and ecosystem diversity. Whittaker's idea was that the total species diversity in a landscape is the gamma diversity and is determined by two different things. The mean species diversity in sites or habitats at a more local scale is an alpha diversity and the differentiation among those habitats is the beta diversity. Alpha diversity was defined by Whittaker, 1972 as the species richness of a place. However, the practical development of this concept led to redefining the alpha diversity on the basis of the structure of the community. Question number 17. Select the correct statement about biodiversity. Option A. Large-scale planting of Bt cotton has no adverse effect on biodiversity. Option B. Western Ghats have a very high degree of species richness and endemism. Option C. Conservation of biodiversity is just a fad pursued by the developed countries. Option D. The desert areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat have a very high level of desert animal species as well as numerous rare animals. The correct answer is Option B. Western Ghats have a very high degree of species richness and endemism. The Western Ghats is one of the hottest biodiversity spots. It occurs along the western coast of India in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. There is a high degree of species richness and endemism of flowering, non-flowering plants, reptiles, amphibians, insects, birds, fishes species. Many of the species are undiscovered and many of them threatened species that occur in the Western Ghats. Question number 18. Global warming can be controlled by Option A. Reducing reforestation, increasing the use of fossil fuel. Option B. Increasing deforestation, slowing down the growth of human population. Option C. Increasing deforestation, reducing efficiency of energy usage. Option D. Reducing deforestation, cutting down use of fossil fuel. The correct answer is option D. Reducing deforestation, cutting down use of fossil fuel. Global warming is the biggest challenge for developing countries like India. The rapid increase in the human population and the increased levels of pollution are the major contributors to global warming. The percentage of heat-trapping carbon dioxide, CO2, increases due to the burning of fossil fuels to generate electricity, fuel our cars, and heat our homes. Deforestation also increases the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Question number 19. Prolonged liberal irrigation of agricultural fields is likely to create a problem of option A. Acidity, option B. Alkalinity, option C. Salinity, option D. Metal toxicity. The correct answer is option C. Salinity. Irrigation is the application of controlled amounts of water to plants at needed intervals. Liberal irrigation of agricultural fields is likely to create a problem of salinity, loss of nutrients from the soil. As more amount of water enters through the xylem vessels of the plants, the soil becomes waterlogged, vegetations and crops die due to insufficient supply of oxygen. Hence, prolonged liberal irrigation of agricultural fields is likely to create a problem of salinity. Question number 20. Plants like Iglemarmelos, Ocimum sanctum and Ficus religiosa are designated as option A. Sacred plants, option B. Traditional food crops, option C. Lesser known food plants, option D. Medicinal plant species. The correct answer is option A. Sacred plants. Some plants are used for sacred and ceremonial purposes and are known as sacred plants. For example, Prosopis cineraria, known as Jammi, Shami, Khejri tree, or Guff, is a species of flowering tree belonging to the pea family. Fabaceae is a sacred plant. The importance lies during the 10th day of the Dashahara festival, when it is worshipped in various parts of India. Other examples include Iglemarmelos, Ocimum sanctum, and Ficus religiosa. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like practice this quiz, then download the Wonderslate app now, link in the description below. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.